Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I am Sunique and today I'm talking about Ciro Marchetti's Gilded Tarot, and I've got three versions. There's reasonings. Okay, so this is the Easy Tarot, which actually has the Gilded Tarot as part of the set. One of the original decks that I bought, I think it's about 2007. This is the updated version with a companion book by Barbara Moore called the Gilded Tarot. The guidebook here is by Josephine Ellishaw, so a different author. And then recently a new one's come out, which is the Gilded Tarot Royale, also written by Barbara Moore. So I wanted to see what the difference was between the three decks, so that's what today's video is about. So let's start with the earliest deck. I haven't even unboxed this one yet, so we can do that today. Put these to one side, they're quite big decks. And let's zoom in on this one. Okay, so this came as a deck and book set called the Easy Tarot. So it comes out like this. There's nothing in this little box, it's just a filler with a bit of, if you can see that, the polystyrene. So we have a tuck box with the cards, we have the guidebook, and it's quite a good guidebook. It's, let's have a look, we have 224 pages, and we also get a fold out paper here, which is the Celtic cross. So you can use it to lay out and practice the Celtic cross spread, which is rather nice, I thought. Yep, so very nice. A little bit of text there. Let's put that to one side. The book, yeah, 2007 is the one I have. It's the third printing of the first edition, and it's a Llewellyn deck. I think they're all Llewellyn decks. Yep, just checked, they're all Llewellyn. So Llewellyn clearly likes this deck. I love this font. I absolutely love this font. I think it's beautiful. So we've got some acknowledgements, the contents, so some good foundations, answering questions, making preparations, so caring for them, you know, the cards and that sort of business. Getting started, following completion of each suit, and then we're into the cards, meeting the tarot. So we don't even start that until we get to page 34. So there's a nice introduction and way in, because this is a learning system as a book, which is great. Preparation for reading, various types of spreads in depth, and then final touches, associations, about the awkward cards, living with tarot, and some useful templates, which are at the back here are spreads basically. So we've got a minor arcana cheat sheet, a major arcana cheat sheet. Ooh. We have the spreads and how to play them out. But what we also have, which I thought was really cool, is some combinations, card combinations, and that's where a lot of people trip up, isn't it? So for pregnancy and birth, it says here the Ace of Wands and the Empress if they're side by side. Here we have the author and some words from Ciro themselves. Yeah, so it really goes into it. It's a really nice primer, I think, for getting into tarot. I think it is a really nice one. We don't get a lot of information on each card. This is the sad thing about this deck. It's a jumping off point. It's not at all deep. It's very small meanings, as you can see here. Like Seven of Wands, it tells you firstly the description on the card, and then this just tiny little bit here about the divination of it. And then for the majors, not much more. So you'd need, I think, you would need another book that goes more in depth with each card. But as a starter, I think this is really, really good. So that's the book. Get the cards out. I bet they're not in order. They're not going to be in order, of course. They're not going to be in order. I will stop the video in a bit and I'll put all the cards in order, because none of them... I did put the big one in order, but I forgot to put the little one in order, which is unfortunate. But I will do that, and then we'll do a side-by-side with the cards is what I actually intend to do. But first of all, I thought we'd look at the guidebooks and the packaging. So for the next version, it's Barbara Moore, and I love Barbara Moore's writing. If there's a tarot deck with a Barbara Moore book, I'm on board. Always. This is one of those horrible Llewellyn top boxes. It's just falls apart. I mean, so many of these I have that has fallen apart. But in this one, I've got a tarot bag here. But yeah, it's the old style box with the cards in there, and then this is the same for every one they did. It always had this. So in this one, we get some spreads actually on some cards. So we have the Celtic Cross, the daily spread, and then the cards. Okay, so put that to one side for the side-by-side. Here is the book. This one is 2006, fifth printing, first edition. I think this one actually came out before, but this is the third printing, 2007. So when was the first printing? It looks as if the Barbara Moore version came out first in 2006. So didn't know that. Okay. Introduction. We have 150 pages. So some notes from Ciro. Basics. Minor. We've got some numerology. Some exercises, which are really nice. Here we've got the chords, but yeah, that's what I like about this book, is because they actually give you exercises throughout the book. So you can actually really start to work with the deck straight away, which is great. Care storage, asking questions, you know, the usual significators, astrological signs. Now again, we don't get an awful lot of information on each card, disappointingly. The Fool, we've got a page there, but a lot of them, like the Magician, not so much. We've got the Sun. But we get these little pages for our own notes, should you wish to write in the book. I never do. Never write in these books. They're on the minors, and we're coming on to some more exercises here. Exercise 10. Just a short paragraph for each card, no picture. And then the chords. So that's that guidebook. And then the spreads. Exercise 12. Is that daily spread? So yeah, 12 exercises throughout the book in the original Gilded Tarot Barbara Moore book. So let's open the newest edition. So this is actually called Gilded Tarot Royale. So it's a slightly different title. The cover art is the same card, you may have noticed, that's on this box. So yeah, it's the same card, although we see more of it here with the lion. So again, it's 224 page book, so they've expanded the book. And let's see, we've got different text on the back. So here it says, myths, fairy tales and legends have played out their timeless themes for millennia in that magical twilight realm of the imagination. Somewhere between fantasy and reality, the Gilded Tarot invites you to explore each enchanted world where ageless symbols and archetypal themes come to life as fair maidens, bold knights and sage mystics. here with every card made borderless. Okay, so they're borderless, right, that's the first change. And given a stylish design update. Gilded Tarot Royale elevates the original edition of this deck to new heights of artistic vibrancy and divinatory power. This deck's timeless artistry invites you to explore the spiritual energy that weaves its magic in your life. Okay, so that's looks like to be the major difference. We've got Bretta box. We've got the magnetic closure, which you know I like. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. This is just beautiful. And it echoes the background here on the Gilded Tarot. So we've kept some of the same elements. The guidebook. Ooh, okay. Let's see what we have in the guidebook for this version. So I recognise these. This looks quite... So this is 2021 actually. Again, I'm late to the game. That looks about the same text. I think the text looks pretty similar actually. There's a bit more here. The images of the original Gilded Tarot produced back in 2003. I thought it was earlier. Oh, I don't know. Using what was back then still a relatively new genre of digital art. So now he's become more comfortable and familiar with digital art, using digital pens and tablets, and ever more sophisticated software. So yeah, so we've got quite, yeah, the basics, the exercises. This is looking quite, yeah, it's the same, isn't it? So what do we have that's different? Okay, so this time now we have a black and white full page image of the majors, and let's have a look at the Hierophant. Do a side by side. Okay, it's the same text. It's the same text. I think the extra pages are because of the full size black and white image that's included, and it's for all the cards as well. They've got a black and white image, full page image. So yeah, it's the same text, so nothing new there. This in the bottom of the box, that's pretty. So there are no gilded edges on this deck. Yes, it says it's borderless, and these are the backs. Yeah, borderless, so that's the actual difference. So what I'm going to do now is put them all side by side, and we can see, well, I can see already actually, this is better cardstock, it's thicker cardstock. This is very, very flimsy, very flimsy. It's a different image as well. Okay, it's a different image. Alright, I'm going to put these in order, which is the Easy Tarot, and then I'll go through them. Okay, so here are all three decks side by side, and I think the first thing to note is the size of the cards. So this is the Easy Tarot, and this one is the Gilded Tarot, and it's ever so slightly, you're not going to see it actually because of they're both black, but there's a slight difference in size. It's a little bit wider, but the same height. Yeah, it's just a little bit wider. So that's the difference between those two. The text is the same. Yeah, apart from that, I think everything's the same, and I think we're going to find that all of the cards are exactly the same actually. I don't think there's going to be any difference between these two that I can see, but well, that's just by looking at the full. And there's a Rider-Waite-Smith size card. It's a tiny little bit bigger than a Rider-Waite-Smith. The new version is actually, it's the same width as the Rider-Waite-Smith, but a little bit shorter on the top edge. But it's borderless, so the image is going to be bigger, isn't it? Because a lot of the card here is taken up with the borders. I think we can see straight away as well that the image has changed. Although the stance is the same, we now have a little white dog, which we didn't have before. And this here wand with the jester at the end has changed position. It's now on the other side. We have a butterfly, which we didn't have before. The clothing's changed. That's, yeah, different deck actually. So if you are thinking of purchasing it, you're going to find a different deck to the original. Yeah, it's different. So as you can see, again, a different card, but the format is the same, isn't it? We've still got this green globe behind. We've still got these 2, 3, 4 symbols, exactly the same. We now have a lemnis gate, which is a different symbol to the one we had on the original. These have changed position, and we've got a different person. In fact, sort of more of a realistic looking face actually, isn't it? This is quite flat artwork, but as Ciro says in the book, technology advancements means his artwork has also advanced. So we are going to see that. But yeah, they are the same images, they've just been rethought. They're really popping as well, aren't they, with the borders off. I can see why people like taking borders off cards. So our Empress here has completely changed, hasn't they? They've got a different figure. Yes, they're still holding on to this symbol of Venus. The belt's changed, and now the background is absolutely lush. Absolutely beautiful. I prefer this background so much. It really gives more Empress vibes. And also we've got the crown of stars as well, and the zodiac signs around. Oh, I'm loving this deck. Emperor. Different again. This, it does remind me of the Tarot Grand Luke, so I wonder if it's some of the same imagery actually, because that looks familiar. But yeah, completely different Emperor. Hierophant looks quite the same. Updated though, really nicely. Got this energy as well in the background. Our Lovers. Okay, so we're in a different position now, but yeah. Again, a lot of energy. We've got a lot of sort of Egyptian type imagery here in this one. Our Chariot. Yeah, it just seems more of an organic feel to it, whereas this is more, I don't know, feels a bit steampunky really, doesn't it? I've always thought that. Okay, yes, that lion's brilliant. I love that lion. And they sort of feel a little bit more approachable as well than they do in the original art. The original art it's more flat, isn't it? I mean, it seems to be in the Easy Tarot that it's a little more saturated in the colours, by the by. Just if you look at the lions, you can see a little bit more saturation than in the dress. I don't know if it's picking it up on camera, but I can certainly see it. But I'm loving the backgrounds of this new version. I'm just loving it. It's brilliant. Oh yes, it's just so much more alive, isn't it? It's just, yes, this is brilliant. So I think I'll be using the books from these two, but the deck from this one. In fact, I think the book from this one as well, because it's the same book. I don't think the book's changed at all, apart from, as I say, those black and white full-page images of the cards. So we're still keeping all the gears and things, which seems to be a bit of a trademark of Ciro's work. But we've got a lot more here on this wheel, a lot more symbology. And you can see the development of Ciro's understanding of the tarot as well, which is something he does address. Our justice has changed. Yeah, quite a lot. So gold. This is more silver. Look at these steps as well. Oh, it's gorgeous. I think I'm just going to keep saying gorgeous. I will be spending some time with this deck. I really will. Yeah, the gears and that, it is a bit of a trademark, I think. But we're above the world here in the Hanging Man. It's kept the same title as well, Hanging Man. A death card, completely different. Just, oh, so much more animated. Animated for death, but yeah, the whole feel of this deck feels more alive, more animated. Oh, beautiful. See the fire in one cup and water in the other cup. And it's actually going sort of this way, whereas before it was going this way. And look at all these colours, all these scarves. So we've lost the robe completely there. The devil. So it's actually included the lovers in this version. It's good to see, isn't it? The tower. Yeah, it feels more energetic, doesn't it? The star. Interesting. So we've lost the sunflowers, but we've gained a bird. Really nice. Sorry, the sun is going in and out, so I hope that's not affecting the quality of this video. I do apologise if it is. So these dogs or wolves, I think the wolves are in shadow in this version. Whereas here, they're more lifelike, aren't they? You can actually see the fur. Same with the crustacean, we can actually see the shell here properly. And this globe has now got the world in it, whereas before it had the moon in it, which is quite interesting. I wonder why they chose to alter that, it being a moon card. That's puzzled me. And I also wonder if it references in the guidebook the changes. That's something I'm going to try and discover. The reasons for any changes in the artwork. Judgment. I'm also seeing Oracle of Dreams as well, that sort of art style now, creeping into this Gilded Tarot. The World. Oh. Such colours. And we've actually got the 4 fixed signs as well now, which we didn't have in these. And now onto the wands. I mean, look at the hands. Oh, so good. 2. So we do have a stag in the background there, but this time, look at the stag. And this shaft of light as well, which we didn't get on here. And the animals, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. The 3. We have a seagull. What is it with these seagulls? But yeah, I mean, we've got seagulls at the top, but yeah, here we've got 2 actually. I've just seen the other one. They're such opportunists. The 4. I'm loving the foliage. If you can hear grumbling in the background, it's the dog. I'm sorry about that, but no, he's having a grumble at the moment. We're all entitled to a grumble now and then, aren't we? I'm not looking at the camera actually. Is that trying to straighten it up? Sorry. I'm getting carried away with just looking at the images. So our 5. You see better landscapes as well. The 6. I mean, look at that for a landscape now. We've actually got the city in the background. Quite a few changes actually. 7. I am still going through these 2 together just in case there's a change that I haven't realised. I've got sheep in the field going, what's going on? What are those ones doing? Especially this one here is like looking at it again. What's happening? Very similar. And we've changed the moon a little bit as well. Okay, so where are the court cards? At the back. At the back. It would appear they're at the back, so I'll just find them as we come to them. Okay, so our page. So in this deck it's a female, I think. Looks female, and in this one male, so we've changed gender, and we've also got a couple of red cardinals. Right. We've got a volcano in the background. A lot more energetic feeling to that card. So our queen. Dog. We have a dog, yes. And our king. This looks floating in the air in these cards, which is really strange. Looks a little bit more grounded. I don't know. It's not quite happening, isn't it? Nice background. Okay, cups. Some of these cards are a little bit scuffed, I'm afraid, but oh, look at this. Well, the eye colour's changed. We've still got the phases of the moon, but here we've got some fish in the water, and the cup is actually has water in it, which these two don't. You know, this is a bit more in keeping with the tradition where the cup is overflowing with opportunity. Whereas in the original ones here, no water in them, which is a bit strange, really. So we're doing for the two. I think the age has changed in these. There's definite age change. And again, we've got a fish. And the three maidens. Beautiful. Beautiful renditions. Four of Cups. So we've lost the little mouse. But here we're reading a book. Oh, we've lost the squirrel as well. The 5. Got a flag here. 6. So instead of the cat hiding in the grass there, we can see the cat there. And is that, what's in that cup there? There's two little mice, and the cat is looking intently at that. There's a rabbit in this one. Lovely. 7. I'm loving this. Beautiful depictions. 8. Yeah, we've lost the mole. But we've gained a lovely background. We've still got the innkeeper for the 9. Now we've got some candles and a picture. Yeah, not much difference really. The 10. See, that looks like Hansel and Gretel house there, doesn't it? It's made of what, gingerbread is it? I always thought that. This is a bit better, isn't it? It's a bit more picturesque. Okay, so we're going to come on to the court cards now. So we have Page of Cups. I'm liking the seahorses. We've got more shadows as well. The Knight of Cups. Queen of Cups. Gained a headdress on this one. Oh, look at the little West Highland Terriers, I think. Well, they could be Bichon. They look a little bit like Kai did when he was a pup. King of Cups. Oh, lovely. I'm loving the seahorses. Loving it. Okay, let's go on to our next suit, which is the swords. And we have the ace. Gorgeous colours in both decks, actually. But here we've got the Dove of Peace. It's quite interesting for a sword. 2. We've changed colour a bit here. We've got more of a purple hue rather than this sort of teal blue type. And here we've got wings over the eyes, and the moon is a little bit more pronounced. The 3, very similar. 4. Look at these hangings, wow. And instead of a brick wall behind us now, we've actually got a window. I'm trying to figure out what these are here. It looks like 4 knights holding up this sword while he rests, whereas on this one he's got his finger still on the sword in preparation just in case he might need it. The 5. You see the horse here in the background. We've still got this figure here, but the flag now is down, and we've still got this figure here as well. I love this image of the 5. Reminds me of the Arthurian legend, you know, the Lady of the Lake. I just think it's beautiful. The 7. We've got a fox here as well, in case you didn't get the meaning. 8. 9. Interesting, we've got the owl actually sat in the window here where it's flying in there. Little subtle differences. Also, we've got this figure here that wasn't in that one. Just noticed. The 10. Quite similar, isn't it? But we've got poppies here. I think they're poppies, but we've lost the little deer. Let's come to see what's happening. Okay, so now let's go on to our court card. So we have our page, the knight. Loving that. That is brilliant. Get right on the edge of the cliff. That is amazing. So look at the Queen. This cat. Yeah, so there's a few more animals being included, isn't there? And then the King. His throne's been improved, hasn't it? Is that an upgrade? The throne upgrade. Okay, the pentacles. Oh, we've kept this little creature here and added the bunny rabbit, which is in keeping with a pentacle, but look at that stag. Gosh. Huh. The two. Different sort of energy being transferred here or being balanced here, and that ship looks a little bit more in peril almost, but we've lost the dolphin. What's happened with the three then? Loving the apron, it's a lot better than this rendition, isn't it? It's just such a brilliant upgrade actually. So all the images. And actually look, we've got some colour. Just one representation, which is a step in the right direction, but we're not there yet, are we? Anyway, 4. I'm not going into it too much. 5. We've lost the child. I sort of like this one because it's cap in hand, and that is actual. It's an actual saying, isn't it? If you come cap in hand, it means you're wanting something. Anyway, 6. Do you know what this is? Really? This is giving me Shylock vibes, this one. Bit of Shakespeare. Yes, I'll give you your money, but I'm going to want a pound of flesh. And I've never actually thought that with the 6 of Pentacles before. But that is what that is really giving me. A Shylock vibe. Definitely. How interesting. I never even thought of that before. Oh, look at that for a 7. So instead of sheep, we have cattle. Oh, and sheep. The sheep have gone to the background. And we've got a little bit of age diversity. So there are nods, but it's got a long way to go. Yes, I think this day. Anyway, we have our 8. I love this little mouse. I'm glad they kept it. Got some cherry blossom outside. As here we had a spider's web, which sort of made me think that this person has been here a long time perfecting their craft, because there's cobwebs. But we've got some books here which we didn't have before. The 9. Yes, beautiful. 10. Pretty much the same, apart from background being a bit more lush. Okay, so we're coming on to our final 4 cards. The page. Right. I prefer this cape actually to just having the earth sign on this one. I understand why they've put the earth sign on this one. But yeah, the cape is glorious on this. Squirrel. Queen. So yeah, the peacock has come a bit lower. Again, we've got that cherry blossom. This lush green curtain. Finally, the king. Yeah, beautiful. And we've changed position here. We had the legs pointing this way and the face pointing this way, whereas we're straight on here. And we're actually up in a tree, I think. Looks like we're up in a tree. I think a lot of the court cards in the original deck did look like they were like floating in air, which was a little bit unrealistic, shall we say. So that's the difference between the 3 decks, the Easy Tarot, the Gilded Tarot and the Gilded Tarot Royale. And obviously you don't need all 3 decks. The reason for having the Easy Tarot was it was available at the time, but the guidebook is different to the Gilded Tarot and the Gilded Tarot Royale, whereas the guidebook is pretty much the same in these two decks, apart from those black and white full page images. But it looks to me like the text is exactly the same. So yeah, if you're wondering which one to get, then I hope this has made it a little bit more clear for you. So thank you for watching, and until my next video, bye friends, bye.